Everyone's going to be watching this video, hopefully, if we're correct with our experiment. But thank you, Lana Sackwild, for joining me. We had coffee yesterday up in Boulder. I was, so lucky to be able to have coffee with you and talk about what you do. And then we had this idea afterward. But I thought maybe you could start us off by telling us more about what you do in terms of dreaming and lucid dreaming.
Yeah, so I'm a transpersonal lucid dreaming and lucid living life coach. So I help people not only access a lucid dream state and achieve things within their dreams, but also integrate that back into their waking life so that they can begin living lucidly in both realms, I guess. And I do a bit of research on that. So my research specializes in helping people mitigate depression or alleviate anxiety through lucid dream coaching.
Great. So how do you feel about doing this experiment that we're going to do?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I read about the Ullman dream telepathy experiments in the past. I don't know if you're familiar with those, but I think it's a similar kind of idea, and I know they were really successful, but I've never had the chance to try anything like this myself. So I'm really excited to try it with you, Sean.
Yeah, great. So just to describe the experiment for anyone who's going to watch this, we're going to try and combine a couple of different disciplines. We're going to combine remote viewing, particularly associative remote viewing, with Lana's skills as a dreamer and as a lucid dreamer. And what we're going to do is try and predict the outcome of the Super Bowl. And the way we're going to do this is I'm going to choose two different pictures, and I'm going to assign one picture to one team and another picture to the other team. And after the game is over, I'm going to email Lana the picture of the team, or the picture that's connected to the team that wins, or that won the game. And then maybe Monday morning, Lana is going to open her email inbox and see the photo. But in order to predict the game, Lana needs to dream about it now and somehow send your mind into the future through the dreaming state to see whatever picture you're going to be looking at on Monday. And then you'll draw or write down anything that comes to you in the dream state, and then send those notes to me. And I'm going to take those notes and compare them to both pictures. And if the notes are really closely associated with like this picture, and I know that this picture means that which team will win, then that's our prediction. So that's just a rough way to describe it. But I think the neat part is that we're combining some skills here that you're going to be not only using any lucidity you can gain at night, but just setting the intention also to have that kind of a dream.
Yeah.
And then to send it across time, essentially. Have you ever had experiences in your dreams of like going into the past or the future?
I have, but it's one of those things that there's no confirmation, right? Like with this experiment, there's going to be confirmation of whether that's accurate depending on what I can tune into. So it's going to be much more exciting. I feel like you get that direct confirmation of whether is it really able to achieve that or not. And so the pictures are not even necessarily to do with football itself or anything, right? It can just be
it could be basically it could be a dog and a cat. I mean, it won't be a dog and a cat. It could be very different, but they're going to have nothing to do with sports or football or scores or anything like that.
Well,
because I think sometimes people try this and they do it that way, and it's just too confusing.
Yeah.
It's very different and have nothing to do with sports, so that when you have your dream, it shouldn't have anything to do with football. It'll be about whatever's being pictured in one of these images.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool. Really excited. I've never done anything like it, and if it works out, I'm sure we're going to be bombarded by people who want us to now predict the lottery numbers and bet on football teams. So
That's right.
A whole
Well,
new field.
with my group here in Denver, we did predict the Pick 3 lottery twice in 2019 using a similar technique. So instead of predicting one game, we had to predict the outcome of 10 numbers. And hopefully only 3 of those were predicted as being drawn. And we succeeded twice in buying winning lotto tickets that way. So this is just a great example of that kind of thing. And you mentioned that being able to get that verification at the end, and that is one of the hallmarks of remote viewing. In contrast to other types of psychic ability, with remote viewing, you do have that thing called feedback, which is you actually see that picture that you were trying to see psychically. You're going to see it with your own eyes. When the time comes for verification, which is really great for education, for training, for improving your abilities. So that's really a nice thing about remote viewing. And the outcome is something that's out of our control. It's whichever football team is performing better that day. And I'm not even a sports fan. My wife goes crazy over football. She'll be screaming her head off with her friends, I think.
Yeah.
And I think if you're like me, if it doesn't carry that emotional weight, it's a really good thing, because then we can sort of be neutral about the whole process. Like,
that's very true.
Wins. Wins, you know. So
yeah.
One thing, I had this idea just before we got on the call that what you might do you have a printer at home?
I do.
Okay, so it might be a good plan to ahead of time decide what we could do is I'll email you the picture after the game. Instead of just looking at it on your computer, you might print it out and tape it to a wall somewhere where you live in your home. And so as you're falling asleep, whatever technique you use to try and set your intention to go into the future, you might try and go as if you were standing in front of that wall and seeing the picture that, you know.
I'm going to just tape up a blank piece of paper for now, and then imagine that that's the one that I'm going to go and look at and see. That's a really great idea.
And yeah, I'm really excited to see what notes you send me. Well, so right now it's Friday, January 31st, so we have tonight to try. And if nothing comes through in the morning or in the middle of the night, then we can try again Saturday and see if we get more information.
Sure.
Hopefully by Saturday morning or Sunday morning, we'll have enough information to make a prediction.
I think so.
And, we'll see how it goes. So.
If not, you've just got 2 days of my crazy dream imagery for yourself.
You're going to let me into your psyche. You're going to see what's going on in Lana's head.
There's a lot going on in there. Awesome. Well, I'm super excited for this.
Okay. Do you have any questions before we stop for now? Or?
No, I was going to ask about, like, is there something I should do or a place that you recommend I go to? But that idea of kind of sticking up a piece of paper and going to that place of me, you know, receiving the image by you from email and sticking it up, I really love that. So, yeah, it's simple.
Pretty simple. I mean, a lot of remote viewers, they like using coordinates to represent what they'll be seeing in the future. But I don't think we need that. I think what you'll be doing with the photo on the wall is, it might be even better, actually. So,
who knows what's going to happen. Excited.
Great. Okay, well, I guess we'll say goodbye for now, and I'll see what you email me in the morning in terms of your notes. And if nothing comes, we'll do it again the next morning and go from there.
Sounds good.
Good. Okay, thanks so much, Lana. This is going to be a lot of fun. All right, bye.
Okay, so it's Sunday morning right now, and Lana has spent the last 2 nights dreaming at night and recording her dreams and then sending me the notes of her dreams. And I won't get into the details of her dreams right now, but I will show you the 2 images that we're using. The first one is this image. This is actually a seaside bar, so it's a very social scene, people getting together, having fun, relatively peaceful. The other image is this image of a guy walking out of a building. He's actually hanging out of a window and the building is on fire. So I was hoping that the 2 images would be distinct enough from each other so that if she had a dream that sent her into the future to show her one of these photos, that it would be obvious enough to make a prediction. And based on her notes that she sent me yesterday morning and this morning, I think that this is the image that she was actually perceiving in her dream state. And this photo is assigned to the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, which happens tonight. The game starts, I think, at 4 o'clock Colorado time. So we'll see. The plan then is after they win, or after the game is over, I will send the corresponding image to Lana, and she will look at the image tomorrow morning, the time when she was sending her mind to in the future. So if the Chiefs lose, she's going to get this image. If the Chiefs win, she's going to get this image. So fingers crossed. Go Chiefs. I don't really care. I'm not a sports fan, and we'll go from there. Bye-bye.
Okay, great. So Lana, congratulations. Today's the day after the Super Bowl, and you succeeded. Your dreaming predicted that the Chiefs would win. And it was a tight game. I was keeping abreast of the game online, and for a while it really seemed like the 49ers were going to win until the very last few minutes, and then the Chiefs came out ahead.
Yeah.
How did it feel to you to find that out?
Yeah, I watched the game with my husband, and I told him about this experiment. So I was like, the Chiefs are gonna win, like I predicted it. And yeah, like he said, it was super tight, and then it got to kind of pivotal moment, and I was like, this is it. This is where my prediction comes true, and it really did. So it made it a lot more fun for me because I'm not a big football fan. So yeah, it was awesome.
So what did you think when you saw the feedback image that I emailed you that reflected what happened, that reflected that the Chiefs won? Because that was the image that you were trying to see in your dreams. What was that like?
I mean, I had a bunch of different images come up from the dreams, but I guess the image that stuck out to me most from what I saw was where I told you about having the men in a room, and my friend was organizing them into like different groups based on height, and then they were wearing like different colored t-shirts. And so I guess like that stood out to me because it was like people kind of in different areas in the water in different t-shirts. But yeah, I would love to hear what you thought of the image as well.
Yeah, well, just for people who are going to watch this video, this is the image that I ended up sending you, and that was assigned to the fact that the Chiefs would win. And so it's a seaside bar. It's a bar actually about a mile out to sea in Jamaica. And so yeah, your dreams, they had that quality about them of a lot of people in them.
Yeah.
And versus the other image, so I'll just show the other image right now. If the Chiefs were not going to win, if the 49ers won, I would have emailed you this image.
Wow.
Which was of a single man escaping a fire in a hotel.
Yeah.
So very different images. But the other one, because I had a lot of people and that energy to it, I thought that really equated to your dreams. But also in one of the dreams you had on Saturday morning that you sent me Saturday morning, you said something about a cello shape or something like that, like the shape. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, I'm just reading right now, and I actually wrote that the room we're in is like a bar as well. I totally forgot that I wrote that, but yeah, now
you have the word bar in there.
Yeah, so that's really cool.
And so in the other dream, you said something about it being in the shape of a cello or an instrument or something like that. And what I did was I took the darkest features of this photo and just traced over it, and that's kind of what it looks like. That looks like a musical instrument for sure, like a guitar or a cello or anything else, another stringed instrument like that.
Yeah.
So because I know from remote viewing that sometimes that's what comes across is not the details, but the overall shape or the quality of something. So I think somewhere in your dreams you were picking up on that, and it was getting transmitted to your consciousness.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually, because I know I was saying in the third or the fourth dream I was just tracing over the paper, and it was making like, actually it's funny now that it's water, because it was making like a watery, if you kind of paint in like watercolor. So I didn't have a pen or anything in my hand, but I was just letting my arm move on the paper, and it was doing this kind of watery type, I guess, like trace type thing that I could see to make the like cello shape. But yeah, now thinking about the shape of that image as well, it's so similar. And I think I said in the dream, like I wasn't entirely sure like what the shape was, but that was my best idea of how it kind of looked. So it's really amazing to see what transfers through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of tricky with remote viewing, either using dreams or just using the more common form of remote viewing, that like someone like me, the judge or the analyst, comparing the two pictures to your notes, I have to sort of see through the obvious and pick up on what's coming through on a more subtle level, interpretive, knowing that the subconscious mind communicates very differently than the conscious mind does. So it's like seeing through all the noise in your notes, and not noise, but all the different stuff, to see somewhere in there she saw something that connects. What is it, you know? So
yeah,
it can be tough. And I think a lot of people are like, oh, they were just lucky, there's no way that that photo connected. But hey, you got it right. You know,
I did get it right, and I got the bar, I got the shape, I got like the guys in the t-shirts and stuff. So I don't know, I would say that's definitely a couple of points that transfer through.
Yeah, definitely. I think you did a great job.
Thanks.
Well, thanks so much for doing this experiment with me. I don't want to take any more of your time, but I thought it was a great success and a really great combination of dreaming ability and precognition and remote viewing all put together. So thanks for being part of this experiment, and maybe we'll do it again sometime.
Thanks so much, Sean. Yeah, I mentioned it to a couple of people that spoke to me this week, and they were like, I've never tried anything with combining remote viewing and lucid dreaming. So yeah, maybe if people are interested in that, we can try like a bigger and inclusive of more people kind of experiment. That would be awesome.
Definitely. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, until next time, bye.